Hi, how y'all doing? Sorry I've been MIA for so long. Been dealing with a lot. Been a lot going on. Had Joey all last week, and last few days I haven't been feeling good at all. Doing a little bit better today. I am, as you can see, quite soaked in perspiration. I have spent the bulk of the afternoon trying to get some things done out here. Today was rain free, so I took the chance to cut some grass. I've got probably just a little bit more than, either right at half or a little bit more than half of my property done. These little gnats are a terror. I have to take the off, spray it in the palm of my hand, and then wipe it around my forehead, my face, my ears. And that keeps them away for about 10 or 15 minutes, but as I sweat, it runs down and they come right back. They are tenacious. If you've never dealt with Florida gnats, they are something else. Mosquitoes aren't too bad, but these damn gnats. And they go right for your eyes, your nose, and your ears. Last weekend, Joey and I, last Saturday, we got the mower that I bought from my folks right and tight. That thing's a little beast. That's what I've been cutting my grass with. I discovered while we were working on my mower that a specialty tool is required to disconnect the clutch PTO cable from the bracket that holds it in place. A lot of times, the cable slides up into this pilot hole, and there's these little slide clips that snap out when you get the cable in place. It locks the cable in, and then that's the outer sleeve. It's like a bicycle cable, and the inner cable, the actual cable itself, connects to the bottom end of the lever, the PTO lever to engage the PTO, turn the blades on. That is a snap slide clip. That wasn't hard to get off at all. And this the lower one, usually it's like two little snap arms that you push it through the hole, they snap out, hold the cable in place. This is like an umbrella clip. Instead of the two little snaps, there's like 6 all the way around, and I could not close all 6. To get them out with a pair of needle nose pliers, I thought for a second just try to break them off, because the old cable didn't matter, just got to get it out. But I was so out of it, gassed out by the time we worked on mine. We did theirs first because we were planning on them coming out and getting the mower last week, but rain, this, that, they didn't come and get it. My mom had a slight case of food poisoning yesterday. They were supposed to come out yesterday, get the mower, and the three of us were gonna, not yesterday, today. They were supposed to come out today. My mom had a case of food poisoning last night. Felt off all day, so they didn't come get it today. So I've spent today cutting my grass. I had previously gotten the inside back fence done, the top of my drain field, because that's where the grass grows the heaviest and the thickest. And inside my back fence, over where the septic is, it was a damn jungle. In some cases, it was almost as tall as me. And I didn't think that little 30-inch Troy-Bilt was going to do it, but I will be damned, it did it. It struggled a little bit with the heavier stuff, and I had to go back and forth a couple times. But it did it. And today, I wasn't feeling good yesterday either. And I had a sugar crash last night. I was up for a long time. Didn't fall asleep until around 5 o'clock or so, and was up again around 10. I kind of got myself together throughout the morning, and then ate a bit of lunch, and then I came out here and got started with it. I bought a tool at Harbor Freight last week after the biopsy. That looks like it will disconnect that line from my mower. I meant to do that today, but I had a rain-free day, and I figured instead of just wasting my energy trying to finish mine, I'll go ahead and cut, my front yard and down both sides of my driveway with their mower, and then get up tomorrow morning and go ahead and do that clip and replace that cable on mine, hopefully get mine done. They'll come out 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll load their mower back up on the trailer and haul it out to their house and do their grass. And then we'll have to bring it back out here till we've got something set up to keep it in at their place. As far as the biopsy, it went well. It went very well. Just did a local. I was awake through the whole thing. Slightly graphic content warning, if you don't want to hear it. Turn the volume off, and then I'll wave my hand in front of the screen. When I do that, it's safe to turn the volume back on. So if you don't want to hear anything graphic, turn the volume off now. He got to it, dug it out. It was up against the skin, but he had to go down to the muscle layer to disconnect all the little tendrils and ties that it had. There was one offending lymph node in a small cluster, and it was kind of grown together with the cluster, and they were sharing a vein, so he had to go in there and cauterize all that, make sure all that was right and tight, and he got the lymph node out, and I saw him take it out. I couldn't see the procedure, but I saw him lift it out of me, and he said it was supposed to be about the size of a large pea, and it came out the size of a very large grape. That's actually what it looked like, was a large wet red grape. Hope I didn't put anybody off grapes. I'm not put off grapes. I still love grapes. But he got it out, laid it down in a specimen tray, cut a third of it off, and put it in 2 different solutions to send off for the labs, and got me buttoned up. So here is my signal for no more really graphic stuff. I was awake the whole time. When I felt something, I've got a high pain tolerance. I would say I felt that. And he would ask me how it felt, and I would describe it. He would hit me with a little more painkiller. And he had this tool. He brought it out. It looked like a soldering iron. And I was like, "What are we soldering, Doc?" He said, "You." And he started using it. And what it was, he called it the electricity machine. I'm sure there's a proper name for it. But what it did is it would cut tissue and cauterize at the same time. It's really kind of cool. I've never seen anything like that before. Kind of surreal for him to be using it and to see smoke rising up from my body. But it took about 30-40 minutes, and I walked out, and I immediately, after that, we went to the store. Had to grab some groceries. I rode around in one of the handicap carts, which I'm ashamed to use, but I was really feeling it. About 20 minutes after the surgery was complete, the anesthetic wore off, and it felt like I had been stabbed in the upper thigh. The lymph node was sent off to UF Flagler, my hospital here in town. They did the lab work on it, and I expect to have the results Monday. I have at 8 o'clock in the morning Monday, I have my next eye appointment. That's my injections. And then at 10:30, I have my appointment with the oncologist. No, Monday's not injections, it's laser. So I'm going to go get my eyes lasered on and then run right over to the oncologist and hopefully hear the good news. There was nothing about the lymph node other than the fact that it was, like 5 or 6 times bigger than what it should be to indicate that I have cancer or not. So the doc couldn't tell me anything about it. But the labs will. And I will find that out Monday morning. And Tuesday, I have my podiatrist again, and there has been an issue with my stump. I'm so damn sick of this thing. I feel like I'm right about there and done with it, and can go on about my life as best I'm able. And then, something else crops up. That huge opening I had in my heel, it hasn't filled in all the way, but it had like this hard cap on it that was like sticking out in some places. And I've been sleeping without a sock to let it breathe, air out. And it snagged somehow in my blanket a couple of nights ago. And it pulled that cap off. And underneath it was a opening about the size of the end of your index fingernail. And there was drainage. It was clear. It had no odor. It might as well have been water. Could have been water. My leg was swelling again. But it has drained on and off since then. I lathered it with triple antibiotic ointment, slapped a big band-aid on it, and went about my business. But the stump overall has been very swollen, and the top layer of skin on the bottom and the top and the side over by the 5th metatarsal has been peeling off. What's underneath it is just new skin. There doesn't seem to be any holes, any wounds, but I can't quite tell. It's not fevered. It's not angry looking. I don't think it's infected. It's not worth running off to the ER and spending, a whole day in the ER just for them to tell me that, it's not infected. but it seems that there might be another cavity somewhere towards the heel on the bottom at the very least. And then there is still the vague potential for osteomyelitis at the end of the fifth metatarsal, which, if that's the case, he may have to go back in there and scrape it. And I'm starting all over again with the end outside edge of my stump, because you know how I had to fight to get that to heal, how many months it took for that to finally close up. So that's going on, and hopefully it's not serious, hopefully it's not infected, hopefully it's not going to mean another hospital stay, because now I've got Joey Monday through Friday. She started this new job and she works from home 3 days a week, but then she has to go into the office, which is in Southside Jacksonville, 2 days a week. And I don't know what we would do with Joey. He doesn't want to go back to daycare, but he would probably have to if I have to go into the hospital. So I'm hoping, you know, knock on wood, cross all my fingers, cross what's left of my toes, yeah, that it's nothing serious, that it's just something, you know, and I don't need to go back to the hospital for it. And that's where we're at right now. My ex spent the week down in Miami doing training for her new job. She got back last night, came and picked Joey up, and they went off. Today they went down to Disney. He's got to have his tonsils out. Next week he gets his tonsils out, so she's taking him to Disney. For like a last blast, you know, before he gets his tonsils out. And you know, like before, I'm sad that I don't get to be there with him while he experiences it, but I'm glad he gets to go to Disney and have fun. It would not be, you know, it wouldn't grate on me so much if I didn't know that part of the reason she's taking him to Disney is because I can't. It's not just, you know, that she just wants him to have a good time, summer break, he's about to get his tonsils out. She does this because I can't. And she makes an emphasis on the fact that I'm not going to be there, but other people are going to be there. I don't know what other people. And, you know, she's got some friends that I don't really approve being around my son. But there's not a whole lot that I can do about it. So, plus, I worry about him, you know. She is not very observant. She's just not good at taking care of him. That's the cold hard fact. Every major injury he has had since he's been alive has been in her charge. You know, she's very aloof. She, you know, she likes to sit and bullshit with other people and not watch him. And I just worry. That's the hardest thing about them going to Disney. Because I know that she does not pay attention to him like she should. I told him to make sure he stays right with her, but, you know, he gets to wandering if he gets interested in something. And I'm just, you know, my nerves are racked. I'm praying, I'm you know, doing ring dances, anything I can do to try to keep him safe, feel better about his safety. I believe I'll get him back tomorrow evening, so he'll have to be there for all of my doctor's appointments at the oncologist. I'm going to have them, stay in the lobby. I don't want I don't want him to know if it's back. Not yet. So if it's back, when I get back out into the lobby and my folks are there, I'll, tell them we'll come up with a code word or something. And if it's not, I'll say everything's fine. So hoping and praying that it's not back. I've got to try to fight with United Healthcare. There was a copay at the biopsy, and it was substantial, but it had to be done. I had it because I was saving, for the attorney, but it took a much bigger chunk out of that money that I had than I wanted it to. So unfortunately, I'm in a situation where I do still need GoFundMe, where, whatever I can get, wherever I can get it. I'm certainly not asking, for repeat donations. Someone that has donated a lot is now in a situation where they can't, and they were almost apologetic about it in the comments, but, there's no need for apology. You've helped me out so much, and I don't want people, to be constantly donating. I really want my channel to, spread and spread the word and reach out to more donors, But take it as it comes. Hopefully it continues to come where I need it, and we'll get through this mess. My eyes are better, but still nowhere near drivable. Trying to ramp back up on that and make it to where we're doing, twice a month instead of once a month again. I have to fight with UHC on that too. But the eye doctor is at least going to bat for me and sent them a strongly worded letter saying that, this guy needs this done as quick as possible, and we can't afford to just do it once a month. Haven't had any issues with my heart, nothing substantial. Every now and then I get a sharp pain or mild pressure, but it's there and gone, so knock on wood, it continues to be stable and not send me back to the hospital for that. Hopefully everything works out. I don't know for sure about the mortgage yet. Like I said before, I'm pretty positive. I haven't talked to them. I've had so much else going on, but I've got till 7/1 to accept the deal. I want my mom to be here, but also to be clear-headed when I do talk to them. So maybe, I guess Monday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday. See what's going on, make sure they can't pull the rug out from under me, and then go ahead and sign on to this deal. And that's one thing, at least mostly stress-free. And then just gotta, knock on wood and keep hoping and praying and sending up words to powers on high. Help me move forward. Like I've said before, my favorite Huey Lewis song, Jacob's Ladder. All I want from tomorrow is to get it better than today, even if it's just a little bit. Step by step, rung by rung. Let's keep it going in the right direction. A lot of times I feel like I get one step forward and end up 2 steps back, but I I am just as tenacious as these damned Florida gnats. So you just keep fighting. I'm about to my time limit. I'm gonna jump off here and go get something for supper. I haven't had anything to eat yet for supper, and get cleaned up and wait for Joey to call. I hope y'all had a good week and your weekend is going good. I'll jump back on here at some point tomorrow. My GoFundMe link is in the description. And you know, if you can and would like to donate, thank you so very much. But if you can't or don't want to, please don't feel pressured or anything like that. It's alright, I get it. Y'all have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow.